radio show. We've seen India grow massively since the online visa.
Yeah.
That's the big driver of your growth, isn't it?
Absolutely. In fact, this electronic visa has been a game changer as far as India is concerned. And now we have extended it to 166 countries. And it is now available for medical tourism also, cruise tourism also, and for MICE also. And this has made it very easy and fast for the people who want to come to India to get visa online. And this has really increased the number of footfalls in India.
What are you seeing in terms of data and figures? Is the growth in double digits, is it?
Last year we had a growth of 14%, which was double that of the global growth, which was about 6.8%. And this year also the trend is continuing. So we are very hopeful that we will be able to double our numbers in the next 3 years.
Double in 3 years. I would always feel with the quality of the product that India has that you're underperforming in terms of your global market share. Do you see that being turned by what's been happening in recent years?
Absolutely. In fact, the kind of products we have, the huge variety of that which we have, I'm sure that we can double the market share, the global market share, with little more initiative in terms of better infrastructure, world-class infrastructure in and around our tourist sites, and better connectivity, because connectivity is an important issue. We need more flights flying for different parts of the world to India, and from Indian metros to some of the tourist destinations. Our Eoghan scheme has made that possible. Many of our underserved and unserved destinations are now opening up, getting air connectivity, which will, I am sure, take us a long way in terms of getting more numbers to our country.
I've seen a change in my time covering tourism, that Air India has moved from being the major player to the likes of Emirates becoming a major player for inbound tourism. Do you see Indian aviation making a return to get a larger portion of that share?
What we are interested in is getting better connectivity for India, because whether it is an international airline or whether it is our domestic airline, Air India, unless and until we get ourselves connected with the rest of the world, we will not be able to get people to India, So given the constraints that Air India has, we are open to getting international airlines also coming to India, because it is a two-way process. While some people use them to travel outside India, we also use them to get more tourists to our country, which is very important.
Do you have airline incentives in place? Because that international model has been set where regions and airports incentivize airlines with guarantees of marketing money.
We are working on this kind of policy in the tourism ministry. We are planning to underwrite certain seats in certain airlines for certain dedicated sectors, especially opening up the Northeast or getting people from Southeast Asia to our country, the neighboring countries. So we are in the process of coming up with such an incentive scheme.
You are surrounded by a lot of markets which are new to tourism. They're not as mature as Europe. Is Europe still very important in your inbound tourism strategy?
Yes, Europe continues to be very, very important for us, both Europe and UK, because of the fact that our products like Ayurveda and yoga and our heritage tourism is still very, very popular in these destinations, and we still continue to get large number of tourists coming from these places who stay longer in India and also spend quite a well, So that is very, very useful. In terms of ratings, if we go, although India is 26 in terms of numbers foreign tourist arrivals coming to India, we are ranked 13 in terms of foreign receipts, which goes on to say that whoever is coming to India is staying longer and spending much more. And Europeans and Britishers are doing that. While other markets like Russia and of course China is also becoming very, very important for us, and we have seen a very encouraging growth from Russia, about 30% growth last year from Russian tourists coming to India. China also we are focusing in a huge way, having larger number of road shows and also doing marketing on their local channels and the local digital platforms. Because again, we look at China and Chinese as one destination from where it is easy to come to India, and where they also spend quite a lot, So from our point of view, these are some of the emerging markets which we are focusing on, but Europe and UK continue to be, and US continue to be our major markets.
You suffer in common with a lot of destinations from the fact that when the tourists come, they tend to gravitate towards the honeypots, 4, 5 or 6 honeypots. Almost all your tourism coming into certain regions, the Kerala's, the Golden Triangle. You must be under pressure to disperse tourists, and you have a strategy for that. Is there a way of making sure that the less visited parts of this vast country are visited?
Absolutely. In fact, the fact that most of the tourists are concentrating in few destinations is also causing a problem of something like over-tourism in those destinations, and a lot of pressure on the local infrastructure and public amenities. So therefore, we are focusing on dispersing the tourists in various destinations like some of the northeastern states and some of the Himalayan states. And this is also very important, not only from the point of view of them going to other parts of the country and reducing the pressure on the already existing tourist destinations, but also to make India year-round destinations, because these destinations were frequented only during winter. But if we are able to promote India as a year-round destination and get tourists to these Himalayan region and the northeastern region, then tourists come to India even in summers, And adventure tourism is playing a key role in making India a year-round destination, and we are able to attract tourists. We are hoping to attract tourists to these lesser-known places also. Better connectivity is something, better air connectivity, because now we have a lot of flights going to these smaller destinations also, So I think that will also play a key role in opening up new tourist destinations in our country.
So you would like to see more international hubs like Qatar and Emirates having direct flights into provincial Indian cities?
Absolutely. In fact, we in tourism feel that unless we get more flights coming to these satellite towns, not only metros, but these satellite towns also, we will not be able to increase the numbers the way we want it to increase.
That raises questions for open skies agreements with different countries. The Indian administration is amenable to extending the number of cities that airlines will have access to.
Well, this aspect is looked after by the Civil Aviation Ministry,
yes,
but
I know it's
from
not yours.
tourism point of view, we have been putting pressure on them that they should not only talk about open skies but make it a reality if we want more numbers to come to India.
There also are infrastructure implications, particularly in the number of hotel beds. How can you stimulate the tourism economy to get the hotel investment in place for increased tourist numbers?
Well, number of states have come up with very, very encouraging incentive policies like giving land on lease at very nominal rates and many other kind of incentives also to people investing in those states like Madhya Pradesh, Assam and all have come up with very, very encouraging and proactive tourism policies. Apart from that, we are also giving a lot of focus on promotion of homestays, because that means involvement of the local community, and nowadays tourists are looking for new experiences, and this makes them stay with the local people, enjoy their culture, their cuisine, and stay with the local family, eat with them, So this kind of homestay is creating jobs for women and also in the remotest part of the country, and people are now going away from the cities and going to stay in homestays which are in smaller villages and smaller areas, So it does serve the purpose of filling up the gap in shortage of rooms. It also serves the purpose of giving local employment to the local community. It serves the purpose of giving better experience to the tourists, different variety of tourists coming to India, and it also serves the purpose of opening up these lesser known destinations for the tourists.
And Airbnb is quite controversial. What is your approach to it at an official level, or do you have any recognition of it?
We are in fact coming up with a policy for Airbnb people, aggregators like Airbnb and yatra.com, etc. And also for the homestays and these kind of things, so that at least assured standards of amenities are offered to the tourists who are, and safety also is an important aspect which we are looking at, and our guidelines are now going to be launched very soon, and that will go a long way in regulating this so-called unorganized sector.
Your wish list, if you with Diwali coming or Christmas coming and you get a present for next year, what would it be in terms of tourism? What would you like to see changing that needs to be changed?
I think it's time that we don't focus only on doing business as usual. We have to take new initiatives like having open sky policy for all the airlines, international airlines, so that we are able to reach our target of doubling up the foreign tourists in the next 3 years, and also about some of the tax concessions, some of the other incentives which we have been asking for, and better convergence with other ministries like culture, ASI, etc., so that we are able to resolve all the issues relating to the tourism.
And these would be federal issues, but you will also have local issues as well.
Yes,
taxation.
There are a number of local issues. We are in dialogue with the state governments, especially the security aspect, law and order aspect is looked after by the state government. But we are very happy to see that many of the state governments are coming forward with very, very proactive policies in the tourism sector. All of them are realizing the potential of tourism as an economic multiplier, and also for creation of jobs for the local people. So a lot of focus is being given for tourism promotion by the states, the local governments, and of course at the Government of India level, our Honorable Prime Minister is giving a lot of focus to tourism promotion, and with that kind of focus, the kind of importance the Prime Minister himself is giving, I am pretty sure that we'll go a long way in years to come.
Your secret India, the little place that you cherish most in India that not many people know about, where is it?
A small place in Arunachal Pradesh called Tawang. It's a beautiful place, and I feel when you go there, you feel as though you are in heaven.
Thank you so much for your